Hello, friends, and welcome to another amazing Bible story. Have you ever been to a big party, like a wedding, where everyone is laughing, dancing, and celebrating? Today, we're going to hear about a very special wedding. It's where Jesus performed his very first miracle. Let's dive into the story of the wedding at Cana. It was a joyful day in the little town of Cana in Galilee. The sun was shining, the guests were smiling, and two people were getting married. The bride and groom had invited many people to celebrate, including Mary, the mother of Jesus, and Jesus himself. Along with his disciples, everyone was having a wonderful time, eating, drinking, and celebrating. But then, something went wrong. They ran out of wine. Now, in those days, running out of wine at a wedding was a big deal. It would be very embarrassing for the bride and groom. Mary noticed what had happened. She went to Jesus and said, "They have no more wine." Jesus looked at her kindly and said, "Dear woman, why do you involve me? My time has not yet come." But Mary trusted Jesus. She turned to the servants and told them, "Do whatever he tells you." Nearby stood 6 large stone water jars, the kind used for washing before meals. Each one could hold 20 to 30 gallons of water. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them all the way to the top. Then Jesus said, "Now draw some out and take it to the master of the banquet." The servants did exactly what Jesus said. When the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine, he was amazed. He didn't know where it had come from, but the servants did. It was a miracle. The master called the bridegroom over and said, "Usually the best wine is served first, and after the guests have had plenty to drink, the cheaper wine is brought out. But you have saved the best for last." Everyone was surprised and delighted. The celebration continued, and no one knew that Jesus had just performed his very first miracle. This was the first sign that showed who Jesus truly was, the Son of God. His disciples saw what he did, and they believed in him. Isn't that amazing? Jesus turned water into wine, not with tricks or magic, but with divine power. This miracle showed us that Jesus cares about our needs, even at a wedding. He listens, he acts, and he always brings the best. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss more Bible stories and adventures. And remember, Jesus is always near, and he's always ready to help. See you next time.